What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
안녕, 로입니다.
And I'm Curtis.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here.
Why they here?
Dance practice, Mama, 2020, Black Swan shit. It's your first time on the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Become a real redeemer today. Also, for more content like this, jump on the Patreon. Literally just dropped the Mama the 2020 performance like on there. The Sechita episode is up on there. RM, the Live and Soul is up on there. For the Indigo, we did the album review. Runs are up on there. We getting into Bon Voyage this time around for this month. The Patreon is just gonna be going crazy, man. So make sure you're on there for BTS content. Also, by the time y'all watching this, I think we're a week away from my birthday. So I mean, y'all already know the vibes, man. But y'all, yeah, we could jump into this and have a conversation when we are done. Jump over me. Woo!
I literally got chills.
Oh!
Oh my god. You got airtime on that too. Up with that violin going crazy too.
Shit.
This is really incredible. That blew me away. That really blew me away.
Yeah, and this, you know, I think we had this conversation before, and I was saying, especially I think on Patreon, maybe we had the conversation where I was talking about if you had, like, you know, 5 songs to show someone's BTS choreos, like what songs would they be, or what big performances would you show them, just to brag to your friends, like, you know, this group is amazing and they do these choreographies. Like, what would be your 5 like choreographies to show them? I definitely could see any interpretation of the Black Swan, especially like the Mamas and the other kind of bigger performance like versions of it being in there. But BTS,
We actually saw this on live.
yeah, I was gonna get into that too. No, you good,
I
King.
still chose some.
Yeah, but this, I can definitely see this being in a lot of people's 5. Obviously, with the discography of BTS and the way the choreos go, you probably wouldn't be wrong picking like 30 different ones. But I feel like this shows just like that beautiful contemporary side of them, the beautiful formations, how everything is like so elegant but so powerful at the same time. The storytelling, the fluidity, just kind of like, this is the amalgamation of kind of like everything you love about BTS all kind of in one choreography. Just the massive scale of everything, the way they work in that stage and everything. Somehow the backup dancers are doing a phenomenal job of helping tell, like, illustrate the story that's going on, yet they don't overshadow BTS at all. Just like it's just really dope, and I feel like this is kind of one of those like performances where you just be like, oh, okay, cool. And like you said, seeing it live was just like I feel like it was a check off of the bucket list, kind of like, to, you know, kind of see this live. So I appreciated that. This is dope, and obviously, like, you know, jump on the Patreon, y'all. When we did the Mama performance for this and shit, we had like a lot to say. Black Swan 2 as a song is just kind of one of those genres where Not so much we spent the block because I've always like
Top five.
like it, but once we started spinning the block on like a lot of title tracks, it just was like, yo, I really forgot how much we appreciated, when we did the first listen. One of the songs where you wish you could first listen to it again, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'll let y'all get y'all clip off and jump back in.
I don't really have much, as this was only, the intro is pretty short. However, I will say it is funny to think back, just like based on what you was just saying and everything. Black Swan was the first song that me and Nas downloaded. The first song that we actually, kind of was like, okay,
The
this
808
is
kicked
pretty
in.
nice. Surprisingly. However, I won't act like it's one of my favorite BTS songs, especially now where it's February, so.
Oh, you want to go months? I was about to say as far as content, I was about to say we might be like 400 BTS videos.
Content, we're probably about 400, 500 BTS pieces of content in, and then we're legit about 19 months in of being, and reacting to K-pop. So there's so much more that appeals to me more. One thing I want to speak on specifically, like I said, from the rip though, I always thought this was Jimin, like choreo. Like every time I think of Jimin dancing, I think of this. Even more so than, or when specifically speaking of Jimin's dancing, I think of this song and this choreo more than anything else, even Blood, Sweat, and Tears to an extent. Just because this is what I associate him with, like the flowery kind of. And we watched the live that was on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, I think
One of those shows. I think it was Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, but one of the American shows they did Black Swan, and like I said, that just further emphasized it. I remember when we did the choreo battle. In a moment of transparency, I made a joke, and it was literally just a joke, and everything like that. I didn't want people to take it like negatively or anything like that, because like I said, I really identified this song as like the Jimin song, and it was really more of a, like I said, it was a joke, but it was really like more of a compliment to him or whatever like that. The battle between like Fake Love and Black Swan. And people kind of took that away, but some people I saw got what I was saying, what I was going. I'm like, yo, he really kind of just like owns this contemporary dance and like what I like to call the flowery choreo and everything like that type of dancing.
No, I get it, bro, because not to step on your point, I want to double down.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes up here when we're having these moments of transparency or you're getting like kind of like a raw reaction, we may say things, and most of the time, anytime we say anything, it's to the benefit of the group. So sometimes people will take that, and whether it's their first time here or whether, I guess, we don't go into explanation a little bit more, as opposed to taking it as a highlight, some people may take it as like a negative criticism and be like, what do you mean J-Hope and JK performed in this excellent? And it's just like, it wasn't a negative thing. It's just more so highlighting that this fits the contemporary dancing style that you associate maybe more so with Jimin than others.
And it's also like I said, just in a moment of transparency, it's also on me to also remember that we have a lot of first time viewers when it comes to YouTube. Not everybody's Patreon or, been in long enough to get our sense of humor or like know when we're joking, like, all right, yeah, Lowe said something that's probably like, off color or whatever like that, but we know what he means or that he's joking and stuff like that. But nevertheless, like I said, seeing this live made me appreciate the choreo more. Like I said, the song, it doesn't really resonate with me as much, but I appreciate it as it's something I'd rather watch than listen to, if that makes sense. Like I said, even with it being like the first song that we had downloaded or whatever like that. And just for some reason, I'm just always tying this and Fake Love together. They just feel like the distant sisters, but or siblings, however you want to do that. But I feel like BTS does that a lot with their songs. They always have songs that feel like related to some, except for like maybe 2 or 3 that just kind of stand on their own as like their own song or whatever like that.
The songs that be kind of in the same BPM and kind of just the same.
Yeah, like I Need You and Run. They're sibling songs.
You should Love Maze in Paradise or something like
Dope and Fire feel related. The 3 songs off the top of my head that don't feel like I just don't know where anything else is probably Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Spring Day, and DNA. I don't feel like there's no song that kind of connects or they replicated that type of thing or anything like that. But just getting back to this, like I said, Black Swan just kind of feels like, I don't know, something beautiful. And I love the movie. It's probably my favorite performance.
The movie is good.
Natalie
Portman.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite performance from her. Might watch that tomorrow too. But
Someone like The Professional.
huh?
Nah, it's just
Somebody's like
The Professional.
or what's it? Princess Amidala or what the fuck was her name?
That's funny. Yeah, Padme.
Padme. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Damn sure wasn't Thor 11th then.
yo, it's okay, bro. So, you acting like Nas now, sitting there.
You ruined it. Shout out Chris.
But no, like I said, this is beautiful to watch. A dope intro, and like I said, every time I hear Black Swan now or see like them performing it, I always go back to the concert and just kind of think when they did that and like everyone had the feathers on and stuff like that. So that's it for me though.
Yeah, too. Because I guess some people, and like you said, sometimes it is hard having certain conversations because we carry on conversations from Patreon, YouTube, and everything, and just speak in general. And some people only watch like certain facets of what we do. Some people may not even watch every single BTS reaction, so they might miss, just what we're, saying in general on other stuff, and we kind of bring it here. But I am interested in hearing like how people like rate this as far as like all the stuff. Because last time when I forget who was all up here, but everyone was giving like their background like with dancing and stuff, and people weren't familiar if we've all ever like been in dance or kind of what we done. Like you said, some people didn't know we were a film company. Yeah. So sometimes when people, I don't want to say question our expertise, because I feel like in 2023 everybody's a critic when it comes to everything with no background involved. Yeah. And that's cool, And to me, music is art. Dancing is art, and all of art is subjective to criticism. So it's fine, but I do like that when the more people watch of us, they see why we're able to critique certain things or our backgrounds and everything, and kind of what we do. Mm-hmm. So I think just that.
No, definitely. And just to add to that, like I don't have any kind of background in dance or any like knowledge of anything like
so
that.
just saying, I am not a dancer.
No, it's honestly like my fascination with it truly is kind of how they are able to further the storytelling of whatever the song sets out for, and incorporate unique moves and metaphors to kind of represent things visually, to kind of further that storytelling. Like I'm ultimately just a fan of storytelling. And I just, this is one of those choreographies, ironically, the fact that it did, for when, we did our battle, of course for fun, but Fake Love is another one of my, favorite choreos, with how layered, the choreography is in that. And it's definitely seeing, like, kind of how they pair together, certainly thematically and everything. And I just love the whole idea of, like, the whole Black Swan and what it represents. Certainly, the themes that you're kind of able to pick apart from it from, the movie and everything like that. And I definitely respect everything that BTS was doing here, but I definitely, like, the background really sells, I don't want to say the illusion of what they're trying to present, because I don't want to imply that it's in any bit, like a fake or anything like that, because it's not. But it's just like they service the story so well that it becomes like the best backdrop possible, if that makes sense for it. And the way they motion and, the fluidity, the synchronization, and just the gracefulness kind of in which they move, both the background and BTS, of course. I just love it. Like, it really is. And even, again, going back to the concert and seeing not just the background, but also like, them, wearing the wings and everything like that, and kind of, mirroring a lot of what that represents. But also it's just like, whenever you kind of put on any bit of costume or anything, wear anything a bit heavier to kind of, be a little bit more, a little bit more showy, I guess. And I don't mean that as an insult or anything, but just, you want to elevate, especially performances for things like Mamas, MMAs, to where you're going to go above and beyond. So it's like even kind of getting down these sort of routines with grace and fluidity and such timing and synchronization and so on and so forth. When you're kind of able to, also wear the wings, get your spacing correct and everything like that, it's just like there's just something so peaceful about it. And just, the playing of either that like harp or like violin or whatever at moments kind of throughout it. And again, this being really just the build up almost to it. There's just such an art that's in this, and I really truly love it. But it's even like the little bit of the mimic of the water sequence, Jimin like kind of sliding across and then being picked up, gracefully, and kind of spun around like that, almost like you see like at a picture of like a museum or something like that, like just kind of those type of moves. But like I love, you know, Black Swan and kind of what the song represents and everything, and kind of that almost like struggle within your art, almost kind of, you know, and they've explored that theme quite a bit in a lot of their work, you know. So it's something that I always appreciate, and I think especially during that time, you know, themes they were able to explore. But just on a kind of a little bit more of a technical level, the fact that they were also able to do this without Yoongi in the formations as well, and kind of, you know, work around those things, obviously because of, you know, the timing of everything with the surgery and everything. So for them to kind of be able to do things like this, I just love it. And also as a side note, the fact that they're all mostly barefoot, it seems like, I just think that that's a really nice touch as well. And it kind of, I don't want to say it kind of aids a little bit of the vulnerability and kind of aspects of the fluidity that you're kind of trying to convey. So I like those aspects as well. And I'm sure these are background dancers that they've worked with, you know, probably time and time again, whether it be, you know, on or anything like that, possibly like, you know, run BTS or one of these more, you know, high octane kind of things as well. And I could be completely wrong in that, but just knowing kind of how tight knit of a group they seem, you know, to be with, you know, people within the company and organization and so on and so forth, that I definitely like appreciate, you know, their contributions to the story as well. BTS, like, I mean, they absolutely did their thing within this, especially, you know, that middle section is really just, you know, such a highlight for me as well. But it's like, you know, for them to bring performances like this, and they might have, you know, 5 or 6 other performances that you might feel is better than or equal to kind of this level of art, like that, like this is almost like that type of art that's like almost feels like a once in a lifetime for most kind of people. Like if you were able to achieve like this kind of milestone, it would, like, you feel like you could almost like, you know, be happy, you know, that you like achieved that kind of peak. And for them to have as many of like these high caliber performances that they do, and even just, you know, within that, just valuing the storytelling so much, it just is so artistic to me, and it's really incredible. And I love and would love to kind of hear if they ever, you know, really discuss about those things, kind of much like how we had a little bit of the discussion with Fake Love and kind of what some of the, you know, dance moves kind of represent as far as, you know, the
He'll be talking to the trainees about throwing your body into the moves and
yeah,
everything.
exactly. And the marionetting with the strings and kind of like so on and so forth, like aspects like that are just so artistic and beautiful to me, that yeah, it really just blows me away. Honestly, I still have chills from it.
It's funny you said blow you away, and somebody ran so hard they knocked the 2 over at the beginning right there. I see it.
Yeah.
Nah, but I agree with you 1,000%. Like they, I'll also say like the choreography on here is so crazy with the formations. It reminds me of Redeemers. I'm not sure if y'all ever saw like movies like Curse of the Golden Flower, like movies like that. Those big, I think that's a Chinese movie. But just those bigger, like Korean, not Korean, those bigger Asian movies that kind of have warriors and people move in certain formations that seem so cinematic. And like you get a lot of it here. I like
that in Shadow as well, if anyone's ever seen Shadow.
Yeah. The formations and everything are just like so clean. Like everything is just so like fluid and just. It feels good.
No crumbs. Like,
yeah, nah, real shit. And like you said, I'm not too far off with the whole like, you know, Jimin thing, because I think this definitely leans more into everything. But I do appreciate like all the other members too, as far as like, you know, being able to kind of get into that same bag. Because like you said, Kurt, this is I'm gonna word this nicely because I'm not trying to like shit on other groups. If another group had one of these, this probably would be that group's biggest song, or probably one of their best theatrical, or like, you know, that song. These are songs you cross off on your checklist where you're like, oh, okay, they're great.
Yeah.
And BTS has like 30 of these.
And I feel like that with the choreography. Yeah. I feel like that with the music, like just the general musicality of everything, the deepness and kind of the lyrics and themes they're expressing within that. Like it really just hits on all levels for me. So it's like the choreo just takes it, like, you know, to the highest like kind of degree for me. It's a top 5 song for me for a reason, but it's like, you know, the choreo is just so. I mean, we've talked about this with, you know, Jim and with Lie and everything, but there's just some choreos that I just feel are so strongly attached to the song that it just, you know, I mean, you might feel like I have DNA, of course, and you know, things of that nature. So it's like things like this just like, you know, they're in a very high and elite category for me, and it's just, it only speaks further to, you know, as a further testament to BTS, you know, artistry and really just how far they've ascended.
Yeah, and I can speak to, and I'm pretty sure y'all can attest to this too, because we've seen this live, is that this shit slap just watching it regular with no camera movements and stuff too. Which, you know, if y'all watched, whether it's choreo battles or other dance practices, there have been some god tier, you know, performances that we've seen, and then when we go to see it in dance practice format and that camera don't move, it does take away a little bit of the punch of, you know, kind of what was trying to be illustrated through the choreography. But like I said, seeing this in person and just watching it again here with no movement, maybe, you know, they did a zoom in kind of like one time. You pretty much get everything that you need to get from everything and shit. And like I said, that's not to shit on other groups, but it just kind of, it speaks a high volume when you don't need to move that camera around for you to get the full picture, ironically, of what's going on. Yeah, but anybody else say anything over there?
Agree.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, jump in the comments. Tell us how y'all feel about this. Like I said, y'all definitely got to be subscribed. I feel like we've been dumping some decent ass content out. You're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Also, jump on the Patreon. We did the 2020 version of this performance. Literally about to jump into the on for this. We just did the Dreamers for JK. That's up. Like I said, the RM Live and Soul is up. Sechita is up, and we'll be continuing that. Also, the Hybe game caterers is up and was a smash success.
Yes, that's the most commented on video,
most liked in a long time and shit too. So that, I guess, and I get why, because you know, obviously Hybe shows love, a bunch of different groups and things of that nature. But that's up there. That's fun. I can't wait for us to get back into that. We've been doing a lot of stuff as far as jumping into new content that we haven't never, like, you know, really touched, getting into some different guides and things of that nature. Like I said, Bon Voyage is about to be a whole nother trip. I am going to work in American Hustle maybe next month. I'm not sure. We're going to see, because I'm a definitely treat YouTube to something nice, because obviously I do want them to get in on the fun.
Only reason I ask, because two episodes of it aren't allowed on YouTube for whatever fucking reason. It's like episode 5 and 6 or something like that are not allowed on YouTube or something. They on Daily Motion. So that's the only reason I ask, because I know we can give them that, and then the other two, I mean, cut this part up. I'm talking about strategy.
Yeah, no, you good. No, I get it. You good. And like I said, I'll definitely make sure YouTube is taken care of as far as like content and stuff. And that's why some of these dance practices I do be wanting to hit the YouTube. But y'all know what it is. They block a lot of stuff, and some stuff is Patreon exclusive as far as like some of the lives and other things. But Army, y'all been with us since day one. We're going to continue to feed y'all with us on YouTube, Patreon, or anywhere else. We love y'all. We going to holla at y'all. Peace.